Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bonene. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna put Bond down because it's very hot outside. As you can see, he's panting. We have a heat wave, so I can't hold him for too long, otherwise he overheats. And clearly I'm also sweating. So let's put him down and actually talk about the watch we're gonna review today. And in today's video, we're actually gonna do a review of this big bronze pilot watch from a company called Fondaria Navale. They reached out to us about 2 months ago, a month ago, something like that. And they offered to send this watch in for review. The design looked very interesting, so I said, yeah, okay. Full disclosure, we get to keep this watch. Of course, that's not going to affect the review in any way. Just want to be transparent. Now, let's actually talk about the size dimensions of the watch. So the watch has a diameter of 44.5 millimeters, a lug-to-lug width of 50.5 millimeters, a lug width of 24 millimeters, and the thickness of 14.5 millimeters. Here's what the watch looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. I used to have 7.25-inch wrist, but because it's so hot, my wrist actually expanded, so now it's about 7.5 inches in diameter. And overall, it wears pretty well. I mean, obviously, this is a bigger watch. It is a pilot watch, and pilot watches tend to be on the larger side. This crown at the 3 o'clock position, obviously this onion crown, I thought would dig into my wrist, but actually it feels pretty comfortable. So overall, the fit is good on the wrist, and it weighs about 137 grams on the supplied leather strap. Whenever I talk to watch companies and they send in watches for review, the agreement is always this: I will do a fair and an honest review for their timepiece. So let's start with the fair portion of the review. Let's talk about the things that I like about this watch. First of all, bronze case on a pilot watch. That's a unique idea, and I do like that, although I'm not a huge fan of bronze watches. I think for this design, for this watch, it does work pretty well, and it'd be cool to see how this case patinas over time, because of course bronze develops a very interesting patina as the time goes on. I also really like this domed sapphire crystal. It gives the watch very interesting viewing angles. From certain angles, it almost looks like the dial is pressed up against that sapphire crystal. Of course it's not, there is quite a bit of separation between the two. At the 3 o'clock position, we have this big oversized onion style crown. I think the crown looks great. It fits the overall aesthetic of the watch really well. It is a screw down crown, and the case back is also screwed down. The case back does look good. It has this engraving of a Concorde bird and some writing on the case back. The most notable is the fact that this is a limited edition, so mine is 11 out of 50. There are 3 different colors available of this watch, and each color will be made with 50 different examples. Actually, this specific color dial that I have for the review is already sold out. However, the 2 other ones are still available. And the last thing to note is the fact that this watch does have 200 meters of water resistance, thanks to that screw down case back and the screw down crown. I'm so happy to see 200 meters of water resistance on a pilot watch. I'm really tired of all these pilot watches having only 50 meters of water resistance. Some of them do have screw down crowns and screw down case backs, yet they still offer only 50 meters of VR. So you're always afraid to get that watch near water. Well done Fondaria Navale with getting this watch up to 200 meters of water resistance. Another big positive in my eyes of this watch is the design of it. It's a very beautiful watch to look at, but I can't give all the points to Fondaria Navale because this is a very clear homage of Zenith Pilot Type 20. There are quite a few similarities between the 2 watches. The case design is very similar, that oversized crown, the font on the indices, even these cathedral style hands. So a lot of similarities between the 2 watches. However, this watch here does have some of the unique elements. So there are some differences between the watches. It's not like a straight up copy, but it is a very clear homage of Zenith Pilot. The watch comes on this excellent leather strap, and I can't praise this strap enough. It's one of the best leather straps that I've seen come on a micro brand watch. It's very soft, it's very comfortable, it fits the design of this watch really well. We also have this big brass buckle, so the strap is one of the big highlights for the watch. The watch ships packaged in this wooden box. Actually, the box looks like it is handmade. Not too many instruction manuals or anything like that included in the box, just this warranty card, and that's it. The packaging is alright, but nothing to brag over. Now that we are done with the fair portion of this review, all the things that I liked about the watch, let's actually talk about the things that I don't like and the negatives of this watch, and there are quite a few, unfortunately. First, let's start with some minor negatives and nitpicks. Number 1, the fact that the buckle, although it is pretty good looking, is not signed anywhere with Fondaria Navale logo. kind of an oversight in my opinion. Number two, the fact that the dial is actually slightly misaligned. It's pointing slightly to the left, so it's not exactly centered, and the easiest way to tell is by looking at that triangle at the 12 o'clock position. A big oversight in my opinion. Third negative is the crown operation. So unscrewing the crown feels pretty good and easy, and pulling out the crown, again, no problem there. Setting the time, that's all smooth. However, pushing the crown back in, from time to time, the crown needs to be aligned almost perfectly or it doesn't exactly go in. Now, I'm not the only one who had this issue. Actually, Shane from channel Relative Time has reached out to me via Instagram because his watch has this exact issue and he was asking if mine does as well. I think he already posted his review on YouTube, so go check that out, and I'm sure he mentions the issue. And what he actually told me, he reached out to Fondaria Navale and they told him that 17 out of 150 units were defective with this issue. Doesn't really look good for the company, since there are, as far as I know, currently 2 reviews on YouTube of this watch and both of them have this exact issue. Not very good quality control in my opinion, so if you do end up getting one of these watches, the first thing I would check is to make sure that the crown does push in smoothly. Fourth negative is the ghost position in a movement, and if you noticed, I didn't talk about the price or the movement of this watch yet. So the ghost position, what it is, basically the movement of the watch is a Seiko NH35, and that movement of course has a date functionality. However, there is no date window cut out on the dial, which creates a ghost position. It's not a huge issue, but it is a bit of a negative in my eyes. But the bigger issue with the movement, in my opinion, is the fact that this watch is priced at $450 US, and it only has a Seiko NH35 movement. Now, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of watches on the market with this movement in this price range. However, at this price point, from a micro brand, people expect better movement and better specs, and there are plenty of examples of that on the market. So given the price, which in my opinion is already too high at $450 pre-sale or $500 regular price, it is a limited edition, but it still is too high. Plus the quality control issues like the crown operation and misaligned dial. Unfortunately, I can't really recommend this watch. Maybe it's a bit of bad luck for them that the 2 review samples had quality control issues, but for right now, as it stands, can't really recommend this one. I wish them the best. I wish them bright future. Maybe second edition of this watch will have a better movement or a lower price tag. I'd be happy to look at more watches from the company, but for now, it is what it is. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this watch. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. That always helps. By the way, today on my wrist I am wearing an Oris Aquas. I did a video about my purchasing experience of this watch. It was kind of a surprise purchase. That video can be found on the channel. I will also link it in the description of this video. Also, in the description of this video, there is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you had fun. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Stick is bigger than you.